Seems to be working all right.
Yeah, I hope so.
So, I think you spelled his name wrong.
All right.
So we will be seeing a repeat from Asger. See if you can sweep again.
Perfect. That's better. So we have Asger from Denmark to your left, and we have Michael Rissanen from Stockholm, Sweden to your right. Asger is playing Whizzard and Asger is playing NEH. So this is a matchup that we might be seeing a bit of this night.
It would not surprise me.
We do have 9 Whizzard players here tonight, and we've got 6 NEH players. So there's definitely the 2 most popular of our...
Yeah. And it's a good matchup as well.
It is. Like we said last time, it's fairly evenly matched. Even though NEH is typically slightly faster,
And
Whizzard can be
does
quite
not,
fast as well.
Does not have the clot threat.
No, that Kate might have more
That the shapers
commonly.
have.
The shape is more commonly run.
Yeah. I'm not
Can
even
afford to
sure
run it.
if Asger runs clot at all.
Well, we have Asger's deck list here. Did we get Mika's? Oh yeah, here it
I
is.
stole it from the TO. He does not run clot, so that will not be an issue.
No. So Mikael, as we said, hails out of Stockholm. He did win the regional. Oh, sorry, he came in the top 8 in Linköping regional at Lincoln a couple of weeks back, and he came in 3rd place at the last chance qualifiers yesterday. So he just barely made it to the tournament.
2 people qualified yesterday, and the winner of yesterday's qualifier was already qualified. So the number 2 and number 3 are in this finals.
Yeah. So we're trying to keep a little bit of a track on what's happening in the chat, but we might be too distracted to keep up to it.
Yeah, but if you have any questions, just ask, and we'll see.
So for me, just this whole big tournament thing is big enough.
So, I think we're gonna see. We saw an NEH deck. We saw this matchup in the first round. Asger against Alex, who also played NEH. But this time I'm thinking we're gonna see a little bit more of what you might call standard NEH. Influence will not be spent on Jeeves. He does run 3 turbacks, 3 team sponsorships, and all that jazz. So, and there we see a sponsorship. And Asger decides not to trash the sponsorship. I find that interesting. I think for me, playing against NEH sponsorship is almost basically the prior one for trashing. Because it sets up so many combos.
Yep.
But he did check both the remotes, and he decided to trash the Sensei, which is fine because it's free, the Whizzard credits.
Yeah, and he wanted credits to set up Wildside and still have some left for next round, maybe.
But he did use Career Fair to install Wildside.
Oh yeah, you're right. I missed that.
So he's still on 5, which is good. But he's on 3 clicks. Mikael is shoring up R&D. And yet again we see the employee strike in Asger's hand. Let's see if we see it played this.
Alright, so
Film critic.
I'm not sure about that. Of course you can get around Explodapalooza with it.
Yeah, and then EPDs.
Maybe.
Which
in this
Michael
matchup
is actually not running either.
No, and I feel it's a tempo hit only here. it doesn't do anything for him. I'd rather use it with Faust. in his
I wonder
matchup.
what his thinking is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good against mid-season deck, of
Surely,
course,
surely,
but he
surely.
already saw the team sponsorship, which is some
a tell.
influence spent.
And it's quite a tell that that's not there. It doesn't combo at all with well, I guess
It's not that much influence, so you could possibly run Scorch and team
if you're
sponsorship.
trying to do some hybrid deck, doing a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because the team sponsorship won't help you with your kill strategy at all.
So it's not exactly a bad play, but he won't be getting any use of it in this match. It's hard to know, of course. And he's leaving the Sansan again.
It could just be that he doesn't want to trigger Explodopalosis.
Could be.
I wouldn't feel that
He
it's...
could also be expecting NAPDs, which isn't a bad call.
Surely. Well.
He went ahead and trashed that Turtlebacks, which is
Probably
also a key asset, of course.
When you're there, why not?
You don't Michael to install and draw and get a credit.
No, that's just that's
too
just
efficient.
too efficient. And if you can get some of those Turtlebacks offline early, that's good. One there.
But here's the problem with not trashing that team sponsorship, because Michael could just
Get it
install
back.
advance to 2-1 and get that Turtleback back.
Yep.
But we'll see. He's installing over HQ.
Shoring up a little bit.
Might
You-
be a
you
tell.
feel, exactly. Would you feel that that's a tell that he's stacking agendas, or is it just preempt?
Well,
He's being
could be
precautious.
he just has an Astro that he doesn't want to lose, and it's not a bad call. I mean, if I were the runner here, I would expect him to have agendas either way, even if he didn't ice HQ.
Probably, yeah. Also, could just be a pop-up window, and it was. It's the ugly version.
Well, some people like it.
Well, yeah, apparently. I think
It's way more annoying than the original art.
and of course, pop-ups are all about being annoying.
Yeah, of
so
course.
yeah, it might be that it does its thing even better.
I
So we
think
have
we're
an
going to see a
access here?
parasite on that pop-up
Most likely.
quite soon.
So we get an access, and it's
It's a diversified.
yeah.
Diversified portfolio is a deck. It's a card that's been making it into a lot of NEH decks, at least here in Stockholm, in the meta.
Well, it's usually about as efficient as a hedge fund.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier to play. You don't
Because
need
it's
the 5
it's
credits.
exactly it's at 1 credit. So there's no reason not to if you expect to be able to keep some assets on the table.
Yeah, and you do because you're just spamming them out, and the runner can't get out. Even Whizzard, he's playing against Whizzard and he still has 4 assets on the table.
Exactly, and that's saying something.
It is. I mean, Whizzard is awesome, but he can't keep up with all
With the-
that. He's just gonna have to focus on trashing the key assets.
Pick and choose, and that's why we can probably expect this pad campaign to just be left alone, pretty much, because
I think so, yeah.
It's too expensive. A click and a credit. I don't see that Asger has the time nor the resources to deal with that. He has more important things to do.
Yeah, and Michael is icing up a remote, which I don't think is the Sansan. The Sansan is the
Closest
first
one.
remote.
Yeah, I think so. Could that be the team sponsorship that he eventually wants to?
No, you're right. Team sponsorship is the first one.
All right,
It's
so it is the
Sansan. Yeah,
Sansan.
it
He's
is the
building
Sansan.
sort of a scoring remote there.
Yeah, and I think Asger has to see this coming. Michael is now on enough credits to score off a Sansan, and he will be if he doesn't get rid of it.
Definitely. So we have Faust out. So I didn't see what ice that was he put down. I'm expecting a wraparound.
Could be wraparound, could be Archangel.
Archangel, however, doesn't really do anything to protect the server.
No, but it is a bit to break with Faust.
Try that again then.
So we have a score here.
So he's running HQ twice, which I think is smart. Seeing 1 breaking news. Oh yeah, he did parasite that pop-up. I missed that. So let's see here if he missed any agendas in HQ, and we're gonna see a score here maybe.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, he doesn't need the scoring remote and the Sansan to score a...
Oh!
he snuck one out. That's
is
ballsy.
yeah.
Really ballsy, and well played, Mikael.
Really well
I
played.
like that play. I really like that play. Seeing how I started out once playing the shell game in Kentucky, I really like to play
You like that bluffing
I
game.
like that bluffing game out of NEH. I think they can do it really well, especially with the asset spam. You're not expecting people to
Icing
put...
up that sandstone was such a good bluff.
Indeed.
It really showed. I would have done the exact same thing as Asger. I would have run HQ because I would have been like, he's got an agenda that he's trying to score next turn.
Yeah, and it's on the table already. I really like that play.
So it's 2 points to Michael.
Yep.
So let's see, and he has that token, which is so incredibly powerful.
Has been since the beginning of the game. This is the
Slightly
most
less
hated,
powerful
the most
the
hated
MVL.
card in the core set, I think.
I do believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
You love
Well,
to play
obviously,
it, but you hate to play against it.
Exactly. Obviously, there are more destructive cards, but this card, with the power level of being an agenda and having the train effect, it does. It's never cycling out, and it's always going to be there unless unless
Casting one more influence now, of course, with the MVL, but still.
It's still.
I've never seen an MVN deck run without it.
I don't think we will either. Well,
So
of
he's
course, it
running
could be
the
some
Sansan,
weird thing, but
making sure that he has enough to trash it.
yeah, and that's. I mean, you have to eventually, so why not do it now? Because Mikael is. At the credits, you don't want him to be able to sneak out a Beal or something. You need to keep everything in check now because it can go fast here.
He can fast advance.
Of course
anyway,
he can, but if he would, but if he's using it on a Beal, which he's not,
no, of course not.
then it's wasted. So by trashing the Sansan, you're slowing things down.
It is.
As long as you're not pulling the train.
4 points to Michael.
It is, and 4-1.
And the train is rolling, and I'm not sure what Asger's gonna figure out here. I think his best bet right now is R&D because Michael is just gonna score anything that he draws.
Yeah, and that would make him have to go a bit lower on credits, making it slightly harder for him to score.
Yeah.
I would definitely make him rest some of that ice. He's got the Faust and the Wild Side up, and that's just the pop-up rest.
Yeah.
So
he's gaining money from the R&D runs.
So Michael is definitely prioritizing keeping his money rather than keeping out of R&D.
Especially with no medium up.
Yeah.
It's not
So
going to be that much of an issue.
you have to, well, you could of course try to get somewhat of an idea of what's coming. Seeing how NEH is drawing so many cards, you can't completely lock down R&D without multi-access,
Nope.
but you can at least
You can
have a
slow
clue.
them down because
You can
if
have
the
a clue.
first card they draw isn't an agenda, they won't be able to score that turn.
Exactly. So you have somewhat of a break on them, but yeah.
Oh, he's trashing the pad campaign.
Huh.
So he's trying to deny econ.
I would not do that. Seeing how he's now at 0 credits,
Yeah.
and Mikael is still at a healthy amount of 8 credits? It looks
8
like.
credits, yep.
I would not do that.
He does have the daily cast ticking.
Of course, but that will put him at 2 credits next turn. Oh, yeah.
See some acid spam here. And do you think Asger is going to have to run and check these? Do you think he's
Of course.
afraid of the sneak again?
Of course, and you have to be. These kind of things get into your head, and this is why I like it. Even though he shouldn't check all of them,
Yep.
it gets into your head that it could very well be an
If
agenda.
any of those is an agenda, then
Then it's
that's
over.
going to feel horrible.
Yeah, and it's over because whatever
it's
he
gonna have a
draws
token,
into, whatever he draws into, he wins. So
Michael does run global food in this deck, which is one of the reasons that trashing that Sansan was an okay play, because with 2 Astro tokens and a Sansan you can fast advance a global food.
yeah, no, I'm definitely not against the Sansan trash. The pad campaign trash is more questionable in my mind.
Yeah, it's only 1 credit, but going down to 0 is never good.
No, and,
So now we see
when you're that low.
Yeah, we see the employee strike, which is interesting. This late in the game, he's had it in hand since turn 1.
But he needs to slow down the NEH draw
Yeah.
here. He needs to constantly check that R&D, and he's only got 3 clicks.
Yeah, that's problematic.
So he needs anything that can slow down the NEH draw a bit. I can see why he played it.
So, here we see the
All
team
right,
sponsorship.
the team sponsorship.
Doing
and,
work.
Yeah,
And I'm guessing a Sansan is going to be
and
coming
that's
back.
another score.
Yep.
So he's up at 5, and he's up, definitely on match point now.
Yeah. And what's he bringing back? Bringing back 2 cards. Looks like at least one from Archives, a Mumba Temple. And nothing from HQ. A Mumba Temple. Oh, no Sansan.
Was that Turtlebags, right?
That was Turtlebacks. Well, I guess Sansan makes sense. He has the token.
Yeah.
But Asger does run turntable.
Yeah, he does.
So we could jank that token away from him. Which
Yeah, it's not
would be,
secure.
Would be problematic.
And that would also allow him.
It doesn't
Well,
have
he
turntable
only
on the
has
table.
two breaking news, right?
Yep.
So
breaking news.
he's not switching it for a 1 credit.
No, he'll be at the same point. You could even increase in points if it's global food.
Exactly.
But there's no 1-pointers left, and turntable is not on the board,
No,
and not even in the hand. So
exactly. So it's definitely looking dire for Asger. He's at the ropes now. He has to.
no medium. It's problematic.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think
he has to keep checking that
he
R&D.
has to keep checking R&D. That's
That's
the only
the
way.
only way. Yeah, he lost the current, so the draw
there's
is
a
back
score.
up. Oh, really nice, good
Yeah.
pull. The top deck.
The top
Always
deck
the
is
way.
strong. Yeah.
It's always the way.
That being an Astro does not matter at this point.
Not at all.
But it's very good. So he's running again, I think. Yeah, he's deciding if he's going to pay for the pop-up or trash a card. He's trashing a card. Ooh, and it's a second bill, so it's 5-5. The top deck is strong. So he's running for this last click. And it's an Archangel.
All right,
And yeah, I would pop this if I were Michael.
I would definitely, but he
No?
decides not to. I would send that Faust back up,
Yeah, for sure.
or
With
possibly,
Asger only two-
possibly even the
data sucker?
data sucker, because it's got the tokens on it. And
Yeah,
that's
but
a
the Faust is 3 to reinstall,
Exactly,
which is quite
a lot
hit.
better, especially since he's really low on credits. He's going to be at 4 next round. The daily cast is ticking out for him. Well,
Yeah, you should use the number credits to rest that Turtleback, and then
of course.
they refresh, so
yeah,
that's a free Turtleback. So now he's drawing into the order. So what do you do as Michael? You just draw,
yeah,
right?
yeah. He doesn't have daily business show out, but he's still in control, mostly.
You might
He
want
ha-
to shore up R&D.
Maybe.
I wonder what that ice.
Maybe.
on the
I'd just
outside is.
make sure that I have at least drawn 2 cards every turn.
Yeah.
That's basically it. So another Turtleback for free, and
He's
getting
drawing for 2 credits.
2 credits. So he's not doing poorly at
No,
all.
he's got all the credits he needs. He just needs the agenda.
Yeah,
And he's putting them out.
ready for the check.
Yep.
Please come at me, bro. No, again, Asger needs to keep checking that R&D. It's
And
his only
seeing
path.
as Michael drew this turn, he might want to check HQ as well.
Yeah,
It's a hard check,
yeah.
but
Without multi-access, I would probably just take my chances and go for R&D. With only 3 clicks, at least one of them's got to be R&D. And then maybe 2 on HQ.
yeah, he just took money this turn. It could prove fatal.
Yeah, definitely.
No, he ran.
Oh, all right.
It's a win!
All right!
My God!
Really pull that one.
That top deck.
Well, this is Netrunner, and that's what happens in Netrunner
Yeah.
sometimes.
in case you didn't find anything.
7-5 with the Astra token up.
It was looking really poorly for Asger, but he kept doing the only thing he could do, which was check that R&D. And in Netrunner, you're never
He had an itch in already. Why didn't he risk it?
That's completely bonkers. He had the money.
I didn't have all. I still have.
Yeah, I'm baffled. Well, I mean, you can't really. We didn't know what he was holding in his hand, what his plans were. Often you kind of lock into a mode. You have this kind of plan built around, and you think you need the credits for something, and it can be really hard to sort
But
of
he only needs 2
be
credits
flexible.
to win.
Indeed. It
2
can be
credits to
really
win.
hard to be flexible though, and I've been in that position where my mind is locked on what I want to do with my credits, and I don't
Actually, he
see
needs
the
0 credits to win because it's 2 turtlebacks instead.
exactly. So yeah, for sure.
I think that was a misplay.
For sure it was a misplay, but it's
I mean, sure,
easily
Asger
done.
would've-
It's
he would've-
easily
He
done.
would have gotten in either way, but
At least
it would have been taxing.
it would have been much more taxing. He made
He
those.
couldn't have run 3 times.
No, exactly. Three runs, 3 pulls, and he top decked those 6 points. Well, so we're switching sides here. It was a fairly fast game, so we're going into IG against Hayley. So what do you think about this matchup?
I think this will actually prove favorable for Asger. Hayley does not deal that well with net damage.
6 X's or something.
All she really has is the levy. And what I've found playing against IG is levy is not enough.
No, it's often not. You need draw, and she's probably playing diesel, I suppose.
I think he is running only professional contacts.
Well, yeah, that could be problematic. If that's his
So
only
he has
draw,
no burst draw, I think.
that can be very problematic.
Running 3 professional contacts. And but he does run employee strike, which is good against IG, as well as hunting grounds, which is great against Komainu. So my guess is we're gonna see some digging in R&D.
Sounds like a prophecy.
Yeah. I know Michael has been running Whizzard as well with the Southside Slums, which I think was the other option he was thinking about. That is obviously the better matchup against IG, but we'll see. He does have a film critic, which is going to help him with the dig. Finding those agendas and being able to score future perfects and fiddles without any drawback.
Yeah,
It's gonna be that's gonna be a key card. If he finds that early
that could help a
start
lot.
digging, then this could be over fast.
Well, yeah, and he has to utilize the speed of Hayley here.
Yeah.
That's his best shot, I'd say.
He's got an extra click every turn. He's gonna use it to build his rig and just go fast.
If this game doesn't go fast, it's a sure win for IG.
I think so as well. Yeah.
So
Hayley's late game is of course super strong
against a proper regular deck.
but he could find what he needs out of R&D late, but
sure.
as long as it's not too
What
late.
we just saw.
Yeah. And employee strike is super strong. I'm checking to see.
He's running 2 of those.
He's running 1 employee strike,
Only 1.
and Asger is running 3 cerebral static, so it's going to be a current war.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing employee strike is not going to do that much this game, but
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing it stick. Even though there won't be too much agenda scored, it will just be out currented.
yep.
So Cash.
Cache is great in Hayley because you can often install it with the free install.
Yeah.
You just gain 2 credits and then trash it to ASOS.
So we already have Turtlebacks, Museum, and Mumbai. No.
Mumbai Temple. Yep.
Yeah, Mumbai Temple out, which is.
And he did use the Mamba credit to rest the museum,
Indeed.
even though he can't use the museum, but it's a free rest.
Yeah.
But it is showing what he's got. So
Yeah. He has not overdrawn yet.
nope.
So no extra cost to trashing anything. And
He's using mills to get rid of ace-ups.
well, yeah. I mean, if you can keep Hayley poor, she has nothing to work with those assets.
And Michael is only running 2 ace-ups instead of 3. So
Yeah.
that's super, super good.
Definitely, and it makes those caches a lot less strong.
Yeah.
So, technical writer,
So what looked like a good start for Michael has turned out for the worst.
definitely, and I would say that Asger's start is stellar. He's got everything he needs on the table. The only thing he's not managed to do is overdraw, but seeing how Hayley is a bit poor, it might not matter.
And he can just shuffle that mills back. And he is.
Exactly, there it goes.
So another ace-ups and another mills.
Yeah. And that's why it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you just use that. And it should be a one-time use thing, and it's just going back.
Michael hasn't been running at all, which I think might be a problem.
This is definitely a problem. It's his way to victory is the top deck.
Yeah.
And here we see Jackson. Now it's going to start get really expensive to do anything with any of the assets.
Yeah, and he already has 1 shock that he can toss into archives. So
Yeah.
running checking archives is going to be tough. And he has a Fiddle in hand.
Yeah, and he's got... I can't really make that out. It seems like another agenda. No? No, it's not.
No, could well he has the static. No, it's 2 Fiddles.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's a heritage commit.
Heritage, all right, yeah. And he's using it. Being able to control what's on top of your deck is obviously crucial when you're not using eyes.
It's quite good, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
So would you put one of those pieces of ice back
Yeah,
there?
probably.
I
Just
definitely
anything that doesn't get
consider
trashed
it.
or
Exactly.
stolen.
I'd definitely consider it. And yeah, he did.
Snare, of course, is the prime target.
Yeah, of course.
But if you don't have it, then just put something that you can trash.
So he's running only the one snare.
Yeah, most IG decks, I think, the most popular ones only run 1 snare. Because when you can shuffle and
Yeah.
do all your shenanigans,
You don't need more.
you don't have a bluff with a snare. You don't install it. Just keep it in R&D
Yeah.
forever, or keep it in HQ if you have.
Possibly if you want,
Yeah.
if you feel that
Especially if
your
you have
runner is checking too
Fiddles in
much.
hand, and you can get a snare in there as well.
Yeah.
Then multi-axis HQ could be lethal.
Yep. So it is a little bit hard to see, but Asger is at 5 credits, I think, and Hayley, played by Michael, is currently at 6 now.
Yeah, and he's got the ace up and running. So
Yeah.
that's his second ace ups, and he's only running 2.
Yeah,
So another mills, and he's gonna have to levy to get them back.
exactly. He's got
And
2.
this is his entire economy engine.
Well,
Ace ups
he's
and
got the
Pro
crit
Pro.
and the writers,
yeah, of
and he's
course.
got 2 of those out as well. So this is his economy engine.
Yeah, but there's no sure gambles or any event economy.
As often in Hayley decks, you prefer to go this route.
So I wonder. I mean, you never want to run, but you have to against IG.
Yeah, no, especially when you have no tech to deal with any kinds of asset spam.
Yeah. I mean, employee strike is his only tech, and sure, it's good, but
Well-
it's not going to stay on the table for more than 1 turn.
No. So yeah, I'd say he needs to be much more aggressive. Draw your cards so that you can deal with any kind of net damage and check that R&D.
Yeah.
What multi-axis is Mikael running?
He's running interfaces.
So if
no
he could
Maker's
get
Eye.
if he could get 1 or 2 of those out, that would be
Yeah, same thing there. You
prioritized.
might not want to go too deep, but if you can check 2 or 3 cards every turn,
yeah,
that could be good.
exactly.
You don't want to do what Alex did the
No.
last first round.
No, checking too deep is you just get too high of a risk of running into multiple
Yeah.
threats. You can deal with 1
You
snare
can often
or
plan for 1 snare, but a snare and a fiddle or
a snare and a
shock.
couple of shocks or something. Yeah, you just draw up and run, and look at a few cards,
And he has
2 or 3.
He has started running now. So he checked R&D and he checked HQ and then he played the employee strike. I
Right,
think.
so it's just out of camera, that last asset. It was
Out of camera?
he used it.
Oh, it's a text star.
Text, yeah. So
So let's hope it plays those where we can see them. So nope, it doesn't.
no, but yeah,
I'm gonna check if I can tell them to keep it on the board.
exactly.
Just one thing, he installed the employee strike on his last click.
He did.
That was a mistake.
Of course.
But you should install the employee strike when you're gonna use it.
Exactly, not before. That's definitely important because seeing how he's running 3 currents and he'll have ways to deal with the employee strike, and you want to keep it when you need it. So we get the unrest card on the playmat here, tidying up a bit, putting those total backs. They're 2 separate servers, obviously, but doesn't matter.
So there we go, we can see all the cards.
And we've got a little slight overdraw, so we will
There we
use exactly get rid of.
That's why you don't
Yeah.
install the employee strike on the last click.
You can't do it that way. All right.
And Michael is he's been playing IG a lot in the last couple of months, so he knows.
He should know. He should know.
I think a lot of players here today was hoping IG would not be as prevalent.
Well, it's not. This is the only IG deck
is?
today. So Asger is actually the only person playing it.
But it is the top table.
It is the top table, and for a reason, because it is hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And some of these new cards that are involved have been hard to get by, and people haven't practiced enough against them, I think.
I mean, the bioethics is the card that made the deck, and a lot of people have been complaining about that card, and I can understand why.
Being able to fish out cards like that, it's
that as well. Yeah,
super strong in a deck. I'm mixing things up here, I think.
Yeah, the bioethics is the 1 net damage at the start of your turn,
Which
which is the kill condition.
Exactly.
Together with the genetics pavilion,
Yeah.
which allows the runner to only draw 2 cards. So you do 3 damage, and they can only draw back 2 cards. So eventually they die.
Yep, they net 1 loss every turn.
Oh, and Asger reminds Michael of the cerebral static.
Yeah, so
cannot use
he
his
had
Hayley.
exactly doesn't have the Hayley ability.
So Hunting Ground is out, so Komainu is a dead card.
Which can be that's probably a Komainu on R&D, I'd expect. Or did we see something else go down there?
I'm not sure, but I would not be surprised. I mean, it's running Komainus and Hives, but we just saw a Hive from HQ, so I would not be surprised if that's a Komainu. And that also means that if Michael has...
He's just shuffling 1 more Komainu into the deck.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, he did? Shuffle
That,
Komainu?
that was a Komainu he shuffled back in.
That's a weird choice,
Yeah,
seeing as Komainu will never do anything anymore.
I think it was a Komainu. It looked a lot like one.
Another, that's the executive research firm, or whatever it's called.
Something like that. Exactly.
Which is searching for sysops characters. Yeah, executive search firm. It's not installing it. It's from, I think it's from the new pack.
Yeah.
Nope. No, it's from Democracy in Dogma. So it's searching for sysops and taking them into your hand, which means he can install mills again.
Yeah. Just put it right back and trash the other ace up for him, and thus pretty much ruining Mika's economy.
Yeah.
Permanently, more or less. No, well, he's got a levy, but still.
No, it is from Cellset. So yeah, search R&D for an executive, sys up or character, reveal it, and add it to HQ. Shuffle R&D. So he can mills again, which is interesting. This is it's a different take on IG.
Yep.
Well, I'm guessing the win con is the same, but there's some tech cards in here that's not in every IG.
Yeah. No, well, he's got a few different things that can hurt you. He's got obviously cerebral static if anyone at any point runs it.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
think cerebral static is basically just to counter employee strike.
I guess. Then he's got the actual kill conditions with shocks, obviously. One snare, one Ronin. Can't see anything else that does much damage.
Well, it's the bioethics.
Yeah, the bioethics.
It's the bioethics locks that is the number one kill condition. And he's only running one genetics pavilion, which I guess is also pretty standard. But it means that the setup takes time.
Yeah.
And it is this time that the runner has to use to his or her advantage.
And check that army.
You gotta win before it happens, basically. So far, Michael has been checking sporadically, and I think he should be more aggressive. So here we see mills coming out.
And
so that's the end of the ASOPs.
I guess it is, but he still has the technical writers, and he's quite healthy on credits right now, so he might survive until he can levy. But it's not good. It's not good.
By having to levy and then find the ASOPs again and install them again, I think he's not going to be able to rely on ASOPs anymore.
No, he's got obviously Procos will get him some money when he draws.
Yeah. And he's already, I think he's got enough money to last him the entire game.
Probably. I don't think it's not completely ruining his chances.
No, and he doesn't seem that eager to trash assets
at all.
Which
he hasn't trashed any. And playing Hayley, you probably don't have that in your game.
So the only thing he's going to use credits for is building his rig, and at this point,
accessing.
I would basically just install a couple of R&D interfaces and run.
Yeah.
Then I would just keep every card in the deck.
Yep.
Just as damage protection.
Yep. Of course, you can install one self-modifying just to deal with whatever threat you didn't expect in form of ice. But
there we go.
There we go. Global food.
2 points.
And this is the way.
Yeah.
The top deck.
Yeah. The top deck. We saw it last game.
Yeah.
And we might see it again. It's interesting that he rests the Komainu at all.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. I just install over it.
Hunting grounds is only once per turn, so that might be it.
Okay, so
he has a Komainu on Archives as well.
Of course, and that will keep him not keep him out, but keep him make him have to choose.
Yeah. And that might be why he shuffled the second or third Komainu back into the deck, because 2 Komainus on R&D is going to be problematic.
Yep, that could definitely be the reason.
Micah's answer to a Komainu that he has to break is Chameleon.
It's not super efficient,
It's not super efficient, no. Oh, he mills again. Oh, he can just keep doing that.
Of course.
Did not even realize.
Yeah.
And he rests his meals for free with the but oh my god, this is horrible.
It is disheartening, for sure.
It only targets locations, which is only ASOPs and hunting grounds, but that's bad enough.
That's definitely bad enough. Now he can't check R&D without getting that Chameleon out.
Nope.
Because he's only running the one of hunting grounds, right?
Yeah.
So.
And he's one of Chameleon, but he has self-modifying code. He could also Atman 1.
And that's a clone ship. It won't bring back the hunting grounds.
It will not, no.
But it'll make sure that he can keep whatever he doesn't have to fear losing cards from his hand and not being able to bring them back.
It goes back and forth.
He's using his SMC.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he used
For the chameleon.
the bad publicity. Asger reminded him. So he's got a 1 credit discount because he's running R&D, I guess.
Yep. And he's got the money to break the Komainu.
He does, yeah. And he's only got, I don't think he's got the full hand.
No, he's got something like 3 cards, 4 cards.
4 cards, yeah.
So that's,
Breaking for 4, seeing 2 cards.
yeah.
We don't know what that was, and we don't know what that was. Well, it wasn't agendas.
Apparently not, and nothing that he wanted to trash.
Nope. And then draw on getting money.
Yeah, and that's the game. Check R&D, draw, and get money.
Chameleon is also nice because it bounces back. It's sort of like extra protection at the end of your turn. You can end your turn with 6 cards in hand,
Yep.
which can prolong the game.
It will do something against
Oh, I see. That was a tech startup for the hostile infrastructure. So now he's really not going to be trashing stuff.
Nope.
Unless he starts with that one.
Which is a bummer.
Yeah.
that's not really the card that you prioritize in itself.
Nope.
But,
I mean, fine.
You have to go through it.
You want to get rid of it, but paying 5 for just the basic trash and then the extra for ID
Yeah. No, it's horrible.
and taking unit damage. So. Basically, at this point, most runners are just gonna give up trashing.
Well, Michael has not shown any interest in
It could be
checking
he's
that.
waiting for assets that he finds is more key because he knows it's gonna cost extra to trash him. So he could be waiting for that pavilion or that bioethics association.
Yeah. But wouldn't you have prioritized getting rid of the
The museums?
museums?
I would, yeah.
Because that's how he's getting the cards back.
The museums and the city hall are pretty much the ones I would want to get rid of. But at the same time, I'm not very good at playing against IG, I can tell you that. Because I'm doing basically the same thing as everyone has been doing, and I'm trying to win out of R&D.
Yeah, and that was fine, but it's much harder now.
It's much harder, yeah. And now we see him using a heritage committee, and he did draw the snare. So my guess is that's going back on the top of R&D.
Of course, that's where it belongs.
I did not see.
I think that was it. But
No,
he's
yeah,
shuffling.
okay, sure. He used the city hall.
Aha, yeah.
So
all right.
with City Hall, you
Yeah.
can click to use
Yeah.
Heritage Committee, which is also super effective.
Very efficient.
So
But he has to shuffle afterwards.
yeah, but still,
Yep.
he can
So
put an agenda back on top and then shuffle it back down into the deck.
Exactly. And he's keeping the snare in hand for now. It's probably going to end up on top
Yeah,
of
he's
the...
got Snare Fiddle in hand. Michael does not have any HQ multi-access, so that's not going to be a problem.
No. He has
still.
just not drawn into them. Well, or he doesn't play any.
No, he does
No,
not
he
play
does
any.
not.
He does not have any HQ interface, or he's running Employee Strike and Hunting Grounds instead of an HQI or a legwork.
Yeah.
So spending the influence on other things.
So that was a hive on
Yeah.
archives. I guess, yeah, because you want to keep him out from there, really, rather
Yeah,
than...
Hive is
than-
extremely effective ice when you're not scoring any agendas.
Exactly.
So it's 5 to res, 3 strengths, 5 subroutines.
Yep.
It's just crazy good.
For that price, you can't get much better. So, like we said, the economy is not really disrupted because he's got technical writers up to...
He does, but those
to-
are one-time burst economy cards.
Of course, but they're up to the combined 13 now.
Yeah.
It'll last him for a while.
It will, and basically the most expensive card is the R&D interface, and he's already got one, and I'm not sure he wants more.
No, one is fine. He what's going to cost him is to try to pass the Komainu.
Yeah, breaking the Komainu is going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's... He kind of has to go down in cards, run early.
Yeah, but
to
that's also a problem.
of course. And then draw back up.
So I'm not sure here. He could also shift his focus to H cube, which is completely unprotected.
Yeah, it's much more random, and well, it's always dangerous
Yeah,
because
but single access isn't that bad.
no,
The worst you can do is a snare, and you have to count on running into at least one snare against the deck.
of course.
Just don't run
You
that
can't
straight.
exactly. You can't run with less than 3 cards in hand ever.
For example, Asger is holding 2 agendas in hand right now, I think.
Yeah, he's got one future perfect, and he's got one fetal in hand, I think.
I think so. He
Or
might,
did he shuffle the fetal
yeah,
back
it
in?
could have been.
Yeah, because when he was flipping through the cards, I only saw the future perfect there.
That's also an interesting choice, keeping the future perfect
Yeah.
instead of the fetal, I mean.
If he might have read that there won't be any, because Michael hasn't run the hand
yeah.
at all. So
He might be more interested in keeping Michael low on score on points right now, because another fetal brings him up to 4, which means he's 1 agenda from victory, if that agenda is a future perfect.
yep.
So
No, the
he-
future perfect brings him up to 5.
Yeah, but I mean, if he had kept the fetal instead.
Aha, all right, yeah.
So he's counting on future perfect protecting itself.
Yeah. That's true enough. So a crick on R&D, and yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? But he has the Cyber Cipher now, so he's starting to build his rig.
Yeah.
I think you got to be careful not to build too big of a rig.
Because
you
some of
need
these
the
cards,
cards.
these cards should be in his hand as protection.
Yeah, I mean, Cyber Cipher was the right choice because you don't want to crick that fires.
No, of course not. But he can't put too many cards on the table right now. There are some of these cards that are.
Yeah.
I have to wonder if they wouldn't have been better served as meat in his hand.
These 2 for a total of 3.
Oh, we're gonna start already with the bioethics.
Yeah. So he's
interesting.
He's moving into the kill. It'll
Usually-
take a while.
Yeah, it will take a while. Michael could, in theory, get rid of that.
He does have a Ronin in hand, I think.
Yeah.
He's kept that. Do you think he wants to try and bluff that out, or is he even running Machination?
No,
No.
not at all. But I think Ronin is there as a last chance option. It's like the emergency button. If for some mystical reason you're not winning any other way,
Yeah, yeah.
then you play Ronin.
And also it can speed up if you're managing to
First click, one missing.
to have it on the table with
Yeah.
with some
For a heritage.
advancements on it. You can speed up that win a little bit.
The thing is with this deck, if you're playing against a runner that has any knowledge of how this deck works, then they will know that you're not bluffing anything.
Yeah.
So if you start advancing a card on the board, they know it's a Ronin.
But exactly, and this is what's kind of shifted with this deck, because just a couple of months back,
Yeah.
it used to play Cerebral Overwriters, I think, yeah, and it used to play several Ronins and
Mushins,
and
and
Mushins
even
and-
Scorched in some
yeah.
decks. Scorched and Cerebral Cast.
Yeah, exactly. So you used to have to guess a little bit
Yeah.
what was on the table.
And that's what I think makes this deck even more horrifying to play against, is that you know what's happening, just
Yeah.
can't do anything about it.
Exactly, it's even more frustrating that way.
Yeah, I don't remember. The
So here we see, there's some, yeah, that's the Genex Pavilion. So the lock is in place. He just needs to draw the bioethics that he needs.
Yep. Didn't he put it in hand?
And a little bit of information, but not that much.
The bioethics?
No, yeah.
No, he can
No.
play those from. He can just click City Hall.
Yeah, and just put
No,
it
not the bioethics. I'm sorry. Those are not alliance cards. They cannot be clicked with
No.
City Hall.
So
he has to
that's-
find them in
yeah,
the deck.
but I thought he had one in hand. I might have been
Did he?
mistaken. I could be mistaken.
Could be on the table now then. He did install 2 cards.
Yeah.
And one of them was the pavilion.
Yep. I don't take my word for it, because it
So-
looks like most of it has that very generic Inteki look to it.
Yeah. They're red with some
Blue,
colors.
some blue
Yeah.
in the middle. All right,
So he's
scavenge.
scavenging the cash for money. which is interesting. He should also be increasing the tech riders.
Yeah.
It looks like he's forgetting about. No,
Nope.
here we go.
Yeah. But does he really need more money? Well, it doesn't.
Right now he needs money to get into R&D
Yeah, you're right.
and hopefully play a side game
Yeah.
for the Future Perfect.
Yeah.
But
It'll
now
cost him 1, 2, and depending on the number of cards in
depending on the
hand,
number of cards, yeah.
which should be 4 or 5. So it should cost him something like 6 or 7 to get in.
Right now it looks like he's paying
6?
4,
4?
5.
5?
I see 2 cards. None of which is in the agenda.
No. And
No, it's a chalk.
alright.
Taking 1 net damage, and that's not gonna be fun for him.
No. Would you trash the shock?
Not for that amount of cards, no, because the deck is gonna be shuffling anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, that was another hostile.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the
Like
clock,
I said,
the clock is
a
ticking.
bit of brown, a bit of blue.
Yeah, exactly.
They look a bit the same.
Let's see. 2 museums shuffling Heritage and the Cerebral Static.
Yeah. So, really, what's playing against Asger right now is the time. He's just running against the clock, really, because it's not very likely that Mikael will score at.
No,
And
doesn't look like it.
no, he does have the multi-access, but he doesn't have the economy to do it more
Well, he can pop
fast
that
enough.
Rider.
Yeah, but he can't do it fast enough, I'd say, to be able to
Oh,
win on.
so here's the Ronin.
Yeah.
He's going for the Ronin win.
Yeah, I think because of time issues, that's probably a
Well,
good choice.
this is the
it's
win.
correct.
I
It's
mean,
the
if
correct
Michael
choice.
doesn't trash that Ronin, which I guess he could.
Yeah, pop
And I
a
think he
technical
should.
writer and run it. But is he afraid that it could be something else, or does he really know it's the Ronin?
He doesn't know, of course, he doesn't know, but
If it's a Junebug, he needs at least 4 cards in hand.
And Junebug is almost better.
Yeah,
But he has
Junebug
to-
is his best choice.
The thing is, he has to fear that it's a Ronin.
yeah.
He
So,
can either
but he can't run it without 4 cards in hand, right?
Time remaining, 15 minutes.
he has to run the Ronin.
And that's the
there's a
snare. That's worst case scenario, I'd say.
Yeah. It's 15 minutes left on the round, and Asger is going to win the next turn.
Yep.
He can just advance that Ronin twice and pop it.
Yep.
Seeing
Because
as
of-
Michael could only draw 2 cards this turn, it's fairly certain.
Yeah, that
And
should
seeing
be
this
it.
snare as well is just the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, yeah.
We should be taking up. There's the tag. Doesn't matter, but so yeah, that's the win. So Asger sweeps again.
So we had a question in the chat about Mikael playing 2 heaps, kind of. And I think he had 1 heap for all the net damage he took, just to have kind of a grasp on how much net damage he was
Oh, that
taking.
is interesting.
I
I think
think-
he just he might be nervous.
Yeah.
I know he likes to keep his heap in the front there. He played yesterday and he did the same thing, but then he kept all the cards there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's just what I thought
I think he
it was.
just got a bit confused.
Could be.
So, looking good for Asger. 2 wins in a row, 2 sweeps in a row.
So he's definitely ahead of the pack here.
IG showing his strength again.
Yeah, there is possible. It's possible that we have 2 people at 4 points, but I haven't heard how Nilo Remes was doing in his game. But it's possible that he's also
Yeah, we had
at 8 points. Sorry, 8 points.
3 sweeps in the first round, right?
Yep, that was Asger, Mikael, and Nilo.
Yeah.
So
there's a
Nilo
possibility
has,
for one more.
yeah, Nilo could possibly have swept again, and then we will definitely see Asger against Nilo for the 3rd round. So we're doing 4 rounds of Swiss, and then top 4 cut for new watchers that didn't hear. And well, maybe we should repeat some information, such as you're watching the NAC, or how that's pronounced, NACH players, A&R
The
player circuit.
Neo-Arctic Challenge for hackers.
Yeah, that's what it should be. the first prize, top one prize, is a free trip to Worlds.
It's an all-expenses paid trip to Worlds.
And like our head organizer, Peter, was telling us, whoever wins this tournament will be the highest grossing Netrunner player of all time,
that's
most
impressive,
likely.
yeah.
It's quite impressive because
So far, at least.
no one else has sent someone with such a pricey ticket. $101 approximately. $1,001
Yeah.
approximately. Which is it's
bit.
quite nice.
Yeah.
Quite nice.
So we will be taking a lunch break, I think.
I think this is the lunch break, and we will be back in something like 50 minutes, probably.
Yeah, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the third round of Swiss.
See if we see Asger again. Looks probable.
It's highly probable that we will see more of these two decks. We will be back when we're back.
Yeah. See you.
Bye-bye.
How'd it go? Two for me. Two. What about you? I'm way down below right now. Oh, really? I got one.